When girls ruled baseball. During the dark days of World War II, America's baseball players were fighting overseas. This play is the incredible story of the girls who stepped up to the plate and united a nation. Here is typical plays. You see our cast of characters. And we all start off with scene 1, September 1941, in a small town in upstate New York. Georgia, Florence, and Jenny are playing catch in Georgia's backyard. Georgia Baskin's on the mound. She winds up, and here's the pitch. Georgia pitches the ball to Jenny. Youch! Sorry, Jen, just trying out my fastball. Must be Frankie's mitt. It gives you special powers. Those special powers won't protect me if Frankie catches me using it. How did Frankie get Joe DiMaggio to sign it? Joe DiMaggio was the most famous baseball player in America during the 1940s. Dad was visiting his brother in New York City. He went to Yankee Stadium and waited in the rain for Joe to appear. Frankie is so lucky. Dad should have given the mitt to me. I'm the one who loves baseball. In the 1940s, women did not have the same opportunities as men. Women could not play on professional sports teams, and it was very difficult for female athletes like Georgia to be taken seriously. Here comes Frankie. Uh-oh, let's scoot, Flo. Georgia's friends rush away as Frankie charges into the yard. What did I tell you about my mitt? Georgia throws the baseball mitt in the air so high it seems to disappear in the clouds. She lines up the mitt to catch it, but Frankie yanks the mitt off her hand. The ball falls to the ground in a cloud of dust. Real girls don't play in the dirt. Scene 2, that night, the Baskins' house. As the Baskins sit down to dinner, Frankie complains about Georgia. I've told her 1,000,000 times not to use my mitt. Georgia, I've told you that you should be helping your mother after school. Georgia had finished her chores. Take it again and now. Enough. Don't we have more important worries than that some baseball mitt? The Baskins finish their dinner in silence. Afterward, Georgia helps her mother with the dishes. I'm sorry. They're not really so upset with you, dear. They're just tense. The news isn't good over in Europe. World War II had erupted. Germany had invaded and conquered much of Europe. Any day, America would go to war. Will Frankie have to fight? Yes, I believe he will. And you see this pic here? This is a difficult time. Each week, thousands of young men left their homes to fight overseas in World War II. In 1939, the U.S. Army had 190,000 men. By 1945, it had 8.3 million. Scene 3, we are now in January 1943 at the office of Philip Wrigley in Chicago. Gentlemen, let's face facts. Our country's at war. Our best men are on the battlefields, not on the baseball diamonds. All the biggest stars have enlisted. Hank Greenberg, Ted Williams. By 1943, America was fighting Germany and Japan. More than 9 million American men were in the armed forces, including half of the Major League Baseball players. Sir, President Roosevelt himself told us baseball is important for Americans, especially now. Times are rough. We need something to cheer about. Exactly my thinking. That's why I want to start a new league, a girls' league. We'll find the best girl players in the country, make up a few teams, and let them play ball. You really think Americans want to see their girls chewing tobacco and cursing at umpires? Oh, we'll make sure they behave like ladies. We'll dress them up in fetching uniforms, sending them to charm school if need be. Brilliant. They'll look like ladies, but they'll play ball like gentlemen. Mark my words, Americans will love this. Take a look at this graphic up here. A can-do spirit. As men went off to fight, women filled the jobs left behind. They worked in offices and factories. They built planes, tanks, and other supplies that enabled the U.S. and its allies to win the war. Women were expected to give up the jobs after the war ended. And you see this popular poster that might look familiar to you. This recruiting poster was used by an electric company that needed employees during the war. It became an iconic image of women in the workforce. Scene 4, a few weeks later, a high school playing field. Georgia, you're a star. Did you hear your mother screaming for you in the stands? It's nice to see her smiling. She's so worried about Frankie that she rarely smiles anymore. Have you heard from him since he was deployed? We only get scraps of news. At least you have his Joe DiMaggio mitt. It's bringing you luck. Flo, what a thing to say. Georgia doesn't care about the mitt. I meant as a way to think of her brother. I don't have the mitt anymore. I sent it to Frankie. I just hope he gets it. That's big of you, Georgia. He won't have time to play baseball, not on a battleship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Maybe the mitt will bring him luck. Florence and Jenny leave. Georgia's collecting her gear when two men walk up to her. George Baskin, right? Yes. You've got quite an arm. Thanks. I'm Bill Larkin. This here's Joe McDonald. We're talent scouts for a new league of girls league, 100% professional. It's to be run by Mr. Philip Wrigley himself. This flyer explains all the details. Tryouts are in Medford this weekend. We'd like you to come. If we like you, we'll send you to the final tryout in Chicago. Think about it, will you? I certainly will. Scene 5, dinner time, the Baskins' house. I'm sending another package to Frankie tomorrow. Is there anything you two want to add? I picked up a football magazine for him. I want to write a letter to him about the new baseball league. A new league? Georgia takes a paper from her pocket and smooths it out. Mrs. Baskin picks it up. A girls' league? Isn't that something? Girls playing like professionals? 2 scouts from the league came to my game today. They said I had talent and I should try out. Nobody wants to watch girls try to play baseball. They certainly line up to see Georgia pitch at high school games. She's amazing. Georgia's 16 years old. She's not going to traipse around the Midwest in some kind of carnival. Excuse me, I have a terrible headache. Georgia gets up and goes to her room dejectedly. Girls playing baseball? If only Frank could hear this, he'd have a good laugh. Women are working in factories. Women are building airplanes and ships and guns. Nobody says that's nonsense. That's different. Those women are helping us win the war. These are dark times. Every day the newspaper tells us how precarious things are. If our daughter has a chance to live her dream, I want her to take it. But she's so young. So is Frank, and he's at war. All right, if you want to let our girl go, I won't stop her. Okay, and down here, we see a couple pics. Expected to be ladylike. Female baseball players, like those on the Kenosha Comets, left, had to wear skirts and makeup. The Racing Bells above were one of the league's original 4 teams. Scene 6, May 1943, Wrigley Field, Chicago. Georgia aces her tryout in Medford. She's a complete natural. She's invited to Chicago for the final selection. In Chicago, Georgia joins more than 250 young women trying out for just 60 spots among the league's 4 teams. After fielding trials, Georgia sits on the bench next to another girl. Hi, I'm Georgia Baskin. I'm Sophie Curries. Have you been watching some of these girls? They are amazing. From what I saw, you're one of the best. Thanks. You know, I never wanted anything more in my entire life. Georgia smiles. Me neither. Finally, after 3 grueling days of tryouts, final selections are made. Georgia calls home with the news. Mom, I made it. I'm on the Racing Bells. I'm going to be a professional baseball player. Oh, Georgia. What's the matter? We got a telegram. It's Frank. What happened? He's been injured. There was an explosion on his ship. 4 boys were killed. He's in the hospital in Hawaii and they don't know if I'm coming home. No, you stay where you are. You'll take this opportunity and make the most of it. Do you understand? Yes, Mom. Yes, I think I do. Can we see these two pics here? It says historical fiction. Georgia Baskin, the main character of the story, is fictional, while the setting and major events are based on real events. From 1943 to 1954, women played baseball in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. The league grew to have 10 teams and nearly 1 million fans. At age 15, Dorothy Dottie Schroeder, above, was the youngest recruit and became the best shortstop in the league. Scene 7. Actually, this one too. Sophie Curries of Flint, Michigan, slides into home plate during spring training. At the time this photo was taken, she was the league's best base stealer. Scene 7, 3 months later, at a playing field in Racine, Wisconsin. That's it, folks. Another electrifying game between our own Racine Bells and the ferocious Rockford Peaches. We had some big plays. Sophie Curry stole 3 bases. And we had some solid relief pitching by youngster Georgia Baskin. Let's have a cheer for the teams. God bless America and God bless our troops. The crowd cheers. After the game, Georgia and her teammates gather in the locker room. I've never had so much fun. When you stole home, my heart jumped out of my chest. They almost nabbed me. When Georgia leaves the locker room, she's shocked to find her parents waiting outside. Mom? Dad? Oh, no. Has something happened to Frankie? No, he's fine. They've transferred him to San Francisco. You were wonderful out there, Georgia. Mr. Baskin reaches into his bag. Frank sent something home for you. He asked me to deliver it myself. The DiMaggio mitt. I knew it would bring him luck. Look at it, Georgia. Do you notice anything different about it? Georgia studies the mitt intently. Then her face lights up. Mr. DiMaggio's in the Army, too. Turns out he's stationed in San Francisco. He paid a visit to Frank's hospital, and Frank got him to sign the mitt again for you. To Georgia Baskin, a fellow pro. Keep playing in the dirt, Joe DiMaggio. Mr. Baskin gives Georgia a hug. I'm so proud of you.